my dance make it hurt.
Let's go. Let's go. What's going on? Everybody in here on tonight and show that we'll be watching replay or whether you're watching me live right now, listen, welcome everybody to the one and the only. This is a big time show that is being seen and heard live right now on the NGBN.TV network, which you can find on Roku, Amazon, Fire, and of course on your Android. If you have an Android phone, you can download NGBN right now to your phone. Simple, free app. Just download it. I'm live there right now. And then of course, I'm live right now on Facebook. I'm live on Facebook on the Big Time Show Facebook page, as well as the Big Time Show YouTube page. I'm on the Big Time Show Twitter page and on Twitch as well. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am here. Yeah, I'm here. A day away or a day off from Super Bowl 59, which of course everyone in the world, unless you are not a football fan, if you're just an Usher fan, then you know if you turn the TV off, you may not know. I believe you do know what happened yesterday, but just in case you do not, we want to go ahead and congratulate the two-time defending, well, the one-time defending, but reclaimed their crown, the world champion Kansas City Chiefs, who once again showed the whole world why they are the best team in the whole National Football League. They did it again. A very hard road this time than others because they had to do it on the road pretty much the whole way. They did it. They were underdogs just about in every game. They overcame that, and today they are once again the world champions again. Patrick Mahomes showed why he is the best player in the world. It's nothing that we could say or take away from him. He's the best player in the league. Lamar Jackson may be your MVP. Dak Prescott came in third in the MVP race. They did. Hey, Dr. Williams, Dr. R.A. Williams, on Instagram. Hey, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm live on Instagram. I'm live on Instagram for the first time tonight. I'm live right now on Instagram. Now, if you want to follow me there, you're gonna have to go to Lou Brooks 20, LOUBROOKS 20. That is my handle, Lou Brooks 20, LOUBROOKS, and the number 20. I'm sorry it's not flashing up there. This is my first time going there. You can watch me live there as well. Lamar is the MVP. Dak Prescott came in second. Everybody hollered out Josh Allen's name. Everybody hollered out Brock Purdy's name. And when it came to MVP race, Patrick Mahomes was not even mentioned. Patrick Mahomes wasn't even mentioned for nothing. Did not have a great, on his standards, a great statistical year as he usually does. But when all the smoke cleared, the same guy was the last one standing. And Patrick Mahomes leaves with the biggest trophy of them all. Well, two actually. The Super Bowl trophy. And of course, another MVP of the Super Bowl trophy to go along with it. And so, without a doubt, Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the world. It's no argument, or it shouldn't be any argument. Ric Flair, as I said in some of my posts, Ric Flair said it best. To be the man, you have to beat the man. And probably for the last 3 to 4 years, Patrick Mahomes has been the man. He proved it again. It's his world. It's his NFL. And everybody is just living in it until somebody beats him. When it counts, then nobody really ain't talking about nothing. So I'm quite sure Patrick Mahomes is saying, y'all can have the MVP. You can have the lead the league in touchdowns like Dak did. You can have that. You can have the best record in the league like the Baltimore Ravens had and the 49ers had. Y'all can have the number 1 seed. Y'all can have all of that. At the end of the day, it's my world. It's my championship, and I want it back. And that's exactly what Patrick Mahomes did. He took his team, and the scary part is, ladies and gentlemen, is that he did not have a juggernaut of a team. The wide receivers are all pros. Pacheco is very good, but he's not an all-pro running back. You got an all-world tight end in Travis Kelce. So other than that, it's really not. But what he did have was a great defense that showed up yesterday when it counted, which was pretty much the whole game. And so there's really nothing that you can really take away from the Kansas City Chiefs. I have nothing but respect for Coach Reed, nothing but admiration for what the Kansas City Chiefs organization is doing. They are the standard. It is what it is. They are the best team in the world with the best player in the world. And it's going to be hard to take them guys out. And what we learned this year is you can never count Patrick Mahomes out. He is history. And may I add in, and if you get upset with this, I'm sorry, but I'm just calling it like it is. He is Black history. He's Black history. He is. So I'm happy that the man, this stigma that has died down a lot. This stigma of Black quarterbacks not being able to do things and not all that. Patrick Mahomes and others have broken the glass on that. And I don't even think that nobody can really even say that about black quarterbacks anymore. I'm sorry if I'm a little old, but I grew up in a time where they said a black quarterback was not smart enough. So it anytime I see, when Doug Williams, it was a much bigger deal when Doug Williams in Washington at that time Redskins, now Commanders, when they won it, and Doug was the first one to win it. It meant a whole lot more back then, but it's still just as potent as it is, today. I don't think it'll never be like Doug. Doug went through a whole lot of stuff Patrick Mahomes will never go through, because today is more, is more accepted. When you look around, and you're right. Hey, Tommy, I say he's half white, but we don't want to get into a race thing. We all know what the rule is when it comes to a black man and with a white lady, or a white lady with a black man, or however, white man with a black woman. The rule is, from a long time ago, once you have one drop of black blood in you, you're black. That's the way that the world has always looked at interracial relationships. Barack Obama had a white mother, but had a black father. But when he got sworn in, they said he's the first African American president, and he was half white. But once you got half in you, you black in this country. In this country, they don't never say half white or you're mixed. That's not a race. The rule is one drop of black blood, you're black. No matter your appearance. No matter your appearance. It's kind of like the Miami Dolphins coach. He doesn't look black, but he is. It is what it is. So Black history was made again yesterday. If you want to count white history, so be it, Tommy. I'll let you have it. He's 50-50. But the way that America sees black men, if you got one drop, you black. So big history. Usher, outstanding. And then it also helped that my fraternity brothers were represented in it, in Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Two of my fraternity brothers were the two dancers there with the canes. We represented hard, and every noob across this country is walking around, with their chest out today. So it's a big, big deal. Let me speak to everybody that's here. I'm sorry it took so long, but I got to say it all that to say the last thing. See Miss Time in the building. Alan, what's up, brother? Tommy. Okay, I spoke to you earlier. East Side in the house. AC, my brother, is in the building. So I got a whole lot of other folks in here, but they ain't spoke. And I would suppose that the people that aren't speaking are the San Francisco 49er fans. I know you in here. Any of you not, you don't have to speak. Because see, I want to talk to you now, all the 49er fans. In particular, really not all the 49er fans, because I don't know half of y'all. I don't know all of y'all. But I do, because I am a Cowboy fan. And everybody that knows me knows I am, especially if you've been associated with me for a long period of time. You know that I despise a couple of organizations. Pittsburgh Steelers, the Philadelphia Eagles, and of course the San Francisco 49ers. I got history with them. A lot of history. They started all the way back in 1981. And I'm just going to skip past that because I done said it too many times. Let me say this too. The 49er fans, the ones that have my personal phone number, ones that are my personal Facebook friends, ones that have my emails, ones that have called me. Those are the 49er fans I want to talk to. Yeah. You see, if you are a wrestling fan, there's a WWE Hall of Fame manager by the name of Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart, the one that used to walk around with the big megaphone from y'all WWE years, but of course he started here in Memphis, where he really made his name in the early '80s, late '70s and early '80s, with being the manager of Jerry the King Lawler. There was a statement that Jimmy Hart used to say back in the mid '80s, and he would say this when he would get done, when he would be, when Lawler used to, get the best of him. Jimmy Hart used to say this: "He who laughs last, laughs the loudest." And for this whole year, I was very cordial to the 49er fans, especially those that really know me. I didn't say anything, the week that we lost to the 49ers in week 5, I gave the 49ers credit. I said y'all beat our brains out. I said that y'all were the better team. I said that you were good. What I did not do, however, is, because I'm a Cowboy fan, could care less about the San Francisco 49ers and what they do. If you ever been on my show, I never said anything about the 49ers when they lost 3 or 4 straight games. I didn't say nothing about them. I didn't say anything about them. I didn't comment when the 49ers lost. You can go back and look at my Facebook post. When the 49ers lost, I didn't say anything. All I was concerned about the Cowboys. However, I got 49er fans that love to comment about the Dallas Cowboys every week, whether the Cowboys win or whether the Cowboys lose. If we won, they said we weren't playing nobody. If we lost, they say y'all not good enough. All that kind of stuff. And they got on me every week. They got on me every single week. Even when we won, they said you ain't played nobody. You beat everybody that's under 500. Dak cooks during this time. He don't cook in December and January. All that stuff. I didn't say nothing. I just moved on to the next week. They say nothing about the 49er thing. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. And some of them in here now, they know I didn't. The only thing that I said about the 49ers was during the week when they played the Cowboys. Watch me right here. I ain't got to say it. All you got to do is go back in my catalog. You'll see it. I said that Brock Purdy, this was week 5, was not all what people think he is. I said he hides behind all the talent that is around him. Brock Purdy could throw a 5-yard pass to Deebo Samuel, and Samuel will break 3 tackles, and he'll throw a 5-yard pass, and Deebo will run it for 60-yard touchdown, but those 60 yards go to Brock Purdy and that touchdown. But what did he really do? Only threw a 5-yard pass. Or he threw a screen pass to McCaffrey. What do you do? Really nothing. Just threw a screen. McCaffrey did all the work. I said that about Brock Purdy. However, I changed it. Brock Purdy proved himself, to me at least, why I couldn't say that, because I saw him when things weren't working right. I saw Brock get the job done. So I had to erase that. I had to eat a little crow. I did all that. As we got closer to the Super Bowl or playoffs, the 49er fans, badgering me, especially after the Green Bay loss, which was well deserved. The Dallas Cowboys laid an egg. And the 49er fans just bombarded me. Not that I talk about them, it's just that I got a podcast show, if you want to say it, or a show now, and then I'm a target. So of course they come and badger me because they want to see me down and all that. But I told them something. Told them, be careful. Just cause you got home field don't mean necessarily that the trophy coming home. I ain't, they beat up everybody. Hey, they were the best team in the NFC this year, no question. San Francisco 49ers were. I tell the truth. That's it. They did. They were the best team. The best team went to the Super Bowl this year from the NFC. They did. And they thought, of course, bang, bang. Here they hit the bang, bang boys. Here they go. Bang, bang. And they banged their way right on there to Las Vegas. And one thing about the game yesterday, nobody gave the Kansas City Chiefs credit for having a very good defense. It showed up yesterday. The San Francisco 49ers defense showed up as well. They were going back and forth, just refusing to let anybody score. And y'all know what happened. 49ers went up, but I guarantee you the 49er fans did not celebrate too long when they went up with that field goal, because when they looked up at the clock, they left Mr. Mahomes about a minute and 57 seconds ago or something like that. That was too much time. He was going to go down and at least get a field goal, which they did. And then overtime game. It was a great game. No doubt about it. Great game. I'm not here to kill the 49ers because they played a great game. But the problem was they could not score a touchdown when they needed it. They could not score the touchdown. Yes, they got a field goal. Yes, they drove down the field. They got a field goal. But I know the 49er fans were nervous because you left the game in the hands of the best player in the world. It would have been anybody else. The San Francisco 49ers probably would be your world champion today. And sure enough, Patrick Mahomes added another chapter to his great book that he is writing for his career. By not kicking a field goal, scored a touchdown. And the confetti dropped, and the trophy was raised, and the 49ers lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. I built all that up to say this, and then I'm going to go to a commercial. I said all that to say, I hope y'all sharing this. So here's what I got to say. I see my father's on here. Hey, daddy. Mother on here. My mother's also on here. Let me say this about the rivalry of the Dallas Cowboys and the 49er fans, at least the 49er fans I know. This is why I can't get with the 49ers at all. Not 1 ounce, not 1 inch, not 1 centimeter. I can't get with them. I don't like them. And I'm talking very calmly. And all I just spitted was a bunch of facts, so you really can't argue with me because I just said facts. Here's the problem that I got with the 49er fans. They love to say that we're delusional Cowboy fans, and some of them are. Some Cowboy fans are. I don't consider myself one. I'm about as realistic as you can get. But here are the facts of the San Francisco 49ers. Number one, they're starting to look like the Buffalo Bills. Get there, can't get the job done. The last 3 Super Bowls they made, they came away empty-handed. Colin Kaepernick Super Bowl against the Ravens. Ray Lewis last game, they lost. Jimmy Garoppolo, quarterback, on against these same Kansas City Chiefs from a couple years ago, they lost. Patrick Mahomes again, Brock Purdy this time, they lost. Now, here's what the 49er fans do, just like everybody else do when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. You know what the common denominator is? They move the goalposts. They love to say this statement right here, along with everybody else that has been led by the great Stephen A. Smith, and lately, the great Shannon Sharp. This is what they love to say about the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all haven't won since 1995. I just need, look, I ain't gonna even play around with y'all. I need a witness there, because if you're a Cowboy fan, that's what you've heard from every fan base, because they all adopted that, especially the San Francisco 49er fans, at least the ones I know. That is what they like to say. Y'all haven't been relevant, that's what they say, in the last 30 years. In other words, I'm preaching. I'm preaching now. I'm preaching. Yeah, I'm preaching. Thank you. I almost tuned up on y'all. Now, let me get back to it. They say that we haven't won since 1995. That's what they said. In other words, the goal, which is really the truth, I would give them credit, is to win the Super Bowl. I guess they think that we're not. See, they don't look at us like we are the Jacksonville Jaguars. They judge us by the Super Bowl. Even if we won 1-2 playoff games, they'll say, but you didn't get to the Super Bowl. Or if we got to the Super Bowl, they will say, and we lost, and they'll say, well, you didn't win the Super Bowl. That's what they would say. Y'all, you 49er fans that are watching, you know that's what you would say. Yeah. And to your credit, you're not checking the Dallas Cowboy fans. You are basing everything off of facts. Because what you just said is 1,000,000% true. The Dallas Cowboys have not won the Super Bowl since 1995. Can't argue with it, because it's the truth. I can't argue with it. It's been over almost 30 years since we won. Hey, we ain't won since 1995. I was in my 20s. I'm in my 50s now. That's how long it's been. I didn't have this gray hair. I had hair, actually. I had a beard, but it was all black. Now I'm like the Bible. David said, I was once young, now I'm old. That's what done happened. Look at me. 30 years later, I still ain't got a Super Bowl. You're telling the truth. I can't argue with you 49er fans. But here's the part, since the goal, of course, and your standard of looking at Dallas Cowboys is saying y'all haven't won. So we ain't talking divisions. We not talking a couple playoff games. You say that because you say we haven't won. That means we haven't won the Super Bowl. That's what you mean. And out of all the facts that you've given, you guys forgot one thing. And I'll close with this before I go to a commercial. Here's what I got to say about you 49er fans. And again, I'm not arguing with innuendo. I'm just stating the facts. You guys haven't won the Super Bowl since 1994. Oops. The last time I checked, 94 comes before 95. Which then means, since your standard for us is winning the Super Bowl, not getting to the Super Bowl. Since your status is saying we have to win the Super Bowl to shut y'all up. Well, then if we won in 95 and you won in 94, that means your drought is longer than the Dallas Cowboys drought. The standard is winning, because y'all say y'all haven't won since 1995. Well, you haven't won since 1994. So whose drought is longer? Because you can't change the goalposts when it comes to convenient usage. See, what y'all want to say is, and I already know. See, that's why y'all done left now. See, y'all want, look, the numbers just went down. Because they don't want to deal with the truth. I love it. They done left now, see? But see, let me look at Instagram, because I ain't seen anybody on Instagram. I had a few people that joined in, they gone now. They left. They left. No. Here go 49ers now. Here, I see them coming in. See, y'all want to change the goalposts. Y'all say to us, we haven't won the Super Bowl since 1995. Truth. Y'all ain't won it since 1994. Your drought is longer than ours. And you can't, where we got to the Super Bowl. No, you can't do that. Because you told us we got to win it. So I'm telling y'all got to win it. Who cares if you got that? I bet you feel like that now, don't you? See? You feel like that, see? The bang bang, the boom box walking down the aisle before y'all walk in on the field. See, all that's dead now, see? Now you sick. Yeah, you sick. You sick. When we got to the Super Bowl, we won 2 playoff games. Did you win the World Championship? Because that's what y'all tell us. See, that's what y'all would do. If we won 1 game in the playoffs, y'all would have said, yeah, but you can't get past the division round, which is true. It's true. We ain't got past the division round. But if we would have got past the division round and lost the NFC Championship game, you would have said, oh, my God, well, you knew the Cowboys were going to blow it. And if they got to the Super Bowl and fell on their face, you would have said, oh, man, you didn't win it. But the Cowboys said, well, at least we got to the Super Bowl. Then you would have said, is the goal just to get to the Super Bowl? See, that's how y'all do it. So the same standards now comes right back in your face. I feel like Thanos now, because I ain't going to talk trash to you. Because, you know, y'all ain't nothing to talk about. You lost. So ain't nothing to talk about. But it's kind of like I knew at some point, unfortunately, it took the last game. I knew I would get the last word. And so, in the words of Jimmy Hart, he who laughed last laughs the loudest. See, I hit you with the facts. Who cares if you got to the Super Bowl? Who cares? That's what you would have told us. That's what y'all would have told us. If we would have got there and lost, you know good and well, that's what y'all would have said. So I'm just hitting you up with y'all. You lost, and you're starting to look like the Buffalo Bills. One last thing before I go to commercial. So that was another thing that the 49er fans said. All of a sudden now they're Cowboy fans. And during the time they said, well, You know, if the Cowboys have a curse on them because of the way they did Jimmy Johnson. A lot of 49er fans said that same thing. It was a lot of other teams as well, but it was a lot of it was a lot of. But see, here go the 49ers. See how y'all see the chat. See, here they come now. Here they come. Like this comment right here. See, first thing is, this is one of my best friends for over 30 years. It's just right here. See, when you say stuff like that, it wouldn't have made no difference if we would have won a playoff game, because if we won a playoff game and lost the next one, y'all would have said you just can't climb the mountain. The standard ain't winning the playoff game. That's what y'all say. You haven't won since 1995. Well, won what? Because it ain't playoff game, because we won a couple playoff games since 95. So it ain't win a playoff game. The standard is the Super Bowl. That's the standard. For us, at least in y'all eyes, because that's all what y'all say. Okay? Now, same thing apply with now the same thing apply to y'all. You got there. You earned it. Y'all the best team in the NFC. I said that. Best team in the NFC. Wasn't no question about it. I give you credit for that. But you didn't close. Let me go back to what I was saying before, because I see another comment in there. And y'all do have 5 rings in Buffalo, since that was my comparison. I just said y'all starting to look like it. Y'all getting there a whole lot. Last, 8 to 10 years or so? You getting there, but you ain't closing the deal. Y'all said that Jimmy Johnson curse was on us. May I say this to y'all, since y'all believe in curses? Maybe not some of the 49er fans here, but so you 49er fans going to watch this a little longer. See, I need to tag a whole bunch of y'all, because see, a lot of y'all bothered me the whole year, and I ain't say nothing to y'all. Y'all calling me and inboxing me and jumping on my show. I mean, I could call the roll, but I ain't going to do that. I got 2 of the main ones right here now. But I'm not even going to do that. But I sure feel it. If I wanted to be petty, believe me, I could do a whole 2-hour show on this. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I just want to know, since y'all said that, I got a curse for y'all, 49er fans. Let me say this to y'all. Since y'all believe in Jimmy Johnson curse, I got a Colin Kaepernick curse for y'all. Until y'all did Kaepernick wrong. Yeah, I better go to break. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Could be a curse on y'all. Ever thought about that? I better leave it alone. Ladies and gentlemen, this show is being sponsored. Not sponsored, but we're on the NGBN TV network, a network dedicated to save lives with men between the ages of 40, 50, and 60. Suicide rates between those ages for men are incredible. And what we're trying to do here on this show is just give an outlet for those that may be in need. If we could just, and this network has already done it, where we had guys on the end of their rope contemplating suicide. We've gotten in touch with people and directed them the right way, and they became, they're still here, which is the bottom line. They're still here. So this show, not this show, but this network is already doing work. You'll find sports stations on this network. You'll find inspiration stations on the network, mental health, fitness, all type of areas. We're trying to get to a 24-hour network. We have over 50 people with shows. You'll be amazed of the content that this network has. I will be having my second show on there, which will be the Seeking Clear Thoughts podcast. more of a spiritual, won't have nothing to do with big time. You have to follow me on my personal YouTube page, which I'll start sharing with everyone, and follow me there if you're interested in a little inspiration, not necessarily preaching or teaching, kind of dealing with life. And I'll be doing that. It'll be a 1-hour show. Hopefully, we can give, supply a little hope as well. But if you want more information about it, here it is, talking about the NGBN TV network, and then we'll come back and then we'll talk Cowboys strictly.
Any longer. Men are in need of community, brotherhood, and a place to call home. The time is now, and that place is NGBN TV. Powered by men just like you, dedicated to launching a one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Our goal is to inspire, entertain, celebrate, educate, and support men. The NGBN TV sneak peek is launching January 29th. We need you on this journey with us. Ad rates at NGBN TV will never be this low again. So join our movement on ngbn.tv and contact us today. NGBN TV, a network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, coming January 29th.
All right. Hope if you're interested in finding more about the network and what it all provides, just download that. If you're on Roku, I'm live there now. Amazon Fire Stick, I'm there live right now. And if you have your Android phone, for now we'll be with the iPhone probably in the next week or so. You can download, at least on Android if you have one, you can download the free app to your phone now. I'm live there right now as well. You can see that. This show is also being sponsored by Magnificent Hands. Magnificent Hands is a brother of mine, a friend of mine, who Anthony Cochran, who is a licensed massage therapist. Right now is the time if you really want to give your spouse or significant other or whatever, you want to give them a nice, relaxing time right here in Memphis or Arkansas or Mississippi. You can call Magnificent Hand. He has a team that works with him, both female licensed massage therapists as well as other guys who do jobs as well. They can do groups. If you wanted to do that, they will come to your job. If you're able to connect that, he will come, of course, to your house. But here's his number, area code 901-607-1527. It's a perfect time for Valentine's Day, which is a couple days from now. If you want to surprise that, call him now. Use the code BIGTIME20. BIGTIME20. BIGTIME20 for your code and get a special discount as well. Again, Magnificent Hands, Anthony Cochran, 901-607-1527. Give him a call if you will. All right. All right. I'm done. We are now in. I got a super chat here. Is this Shanahan, Marvin Leaves? Hey, they lost. Hey, Chassid, I see you. King, I ain't get a chance to holler at you. What's up? So the 49er fans, bottom line, ain't talking about nothing. So I'm done with them. That's my one rebuttal. It took me 20 weeks to finally say something to them. But notice I said facts. 1994, 1995 for the Dallas Cowboys. The facts are their drought is longer. You don't hear that though. You don't hear that. You don't hear that. But it's the truth. I love it. Because they sick. Facebook was mighty quiet yesterday after the game. Did y'all notice that? You almost thought that some of the 49er fans had, some of them had deleted their Facebook accounts. Yeah, because I didn't hear anything from them. I was looking for some folk. I wanted to come be petty, but I wasn't even gonna be petty. I just let them alone. You understand? I know it hurt. They got to deal with folks because they talk so much trash with the bang, 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 bang. They banged and wasn't no bullets in there. The bullets ran out. You know what I'm saying? Got to overtime. They pulled the trigger. Wasn't nothing in there. Nothing but air. Bang, bang. I'm gonna leave it alone, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. It doesn't me lying. I don't want the 49ers to win because I never would have heard the end of it. See, I know what would have happened to me. They would have ran their mouth all year long, all the way up until now in the next Super Bowl. They would have said, "We got 6, y'all got 5." I'm so glad that I don't have to hear this because they ain't talking about nothing. You ain't talking about nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all beat us. Y'all beat us in week 5. I'll give you that. Now y'all won. That really was the Super Bowl for them. They ain't looked so good since. They ain't looked so good. That week 5 game, they did no wrong when they beat us. I mean, beat our brains out, just destroyed us. They haven't looked as good since. That was their Super Bowl. They won it. So y'all got bragging rights. Last time we saw y'all beat us in week 5. Yeah. Y'all did. Y'all beat us. So, hey, okay. That's your claim to fame. All right. Go to the jeweler and get a ring for that. Week 5 win against the Cowboys. Because you sure ain't getting one from yesterday. Bang, bang. All right, let me get to the Cowboys. I'm sorry. All right. Here's the news for today. Mike Zimmer is as of today, Mike Zimmer is the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. Now, it is a deal that was not signed. It was I don't know if it was a offer that was offered by Jerry to Mike at that particular time, but it looked like all signs were to Mike Zimmer. Jerry Jones, even at the NFL award show, if you saw him on the red carpet, the first thing that he said was, we have our defensive coordinator and we got things going, and so we're on the road now. So that's what he said. So the reports earlier were on that day was that Mike Zimmer was the coordinator. Well, it come to find out that was not the case, because it was also true. Rex Ryan came out at the Super Bowl and said, hold up on thinking Mike is there. He's still in talk. Adam Schefter reported today that the Cowboys did call Rex Ryan back, I guess, for another interview or whatever. But Mike Zimmer ended up with the job. Now, we don't know what or why that decision was made. If you've been on my show, I've supported Mike Zimmer. I wouldn't have been mad about Rex Ryan. I endorse Mike Zimmer. I have no problem with it. But Rex Ryan may have talked himself out of a job. And the reason why I'm saying that, now I have no way of verifying this, I have no way of saying this is true. It's just that I would think that Jerry Jones does not like to be shown up by anybody or anybody trying to dictate the narrative. That's what Rex Ryan did at the Super Bowl coverage. Might need to go pull that up so you can see what I'm talking about. But Rex Ryan pretty much said, hey, I hold up on the job. It's not a done deal yet, even though he told the truth. I really believe that kind of stepped on Jerry Jones' toes a little bit. by him running his mouth. And Rex Ryan, of course, is a gigantic personality. And we all know that Jerry Jones wants all of the spotlight himself. And you can imagine what a year would be like with Rex Ryan in the building and Jerry Jones in the building at the same time. And so I believe for them to call him back, Rex, that is, to, inquire again about him being the defensive coordinator, and to take over and put all that out, what Rex Ryan did on national TV, I believe that was a problem. That's just me. I could be 1,000% wrong. It could be just very well that Mike Zimmer's the best man for the job, which I believe. It could be very well there, but I think Rex opening up his mouth did not help him. That's me. That's just me. So we have our new defensive coordinator now. That is a lock, stock, and barrel. We got our defensive coordinator. Now the real work begins. Will McClay now has to sit down with Mike Zimmer and find out what he likes. What does he want in his defense? Because they really got to go to work, because it's no longer Dan Quinn there. So Dan Quinn's style, whatever, that's out of the door. They have to kind of learn about Mike Zimmer on the fly before at least the draft. What to be looking for, what does he need in every position, what kind of linebackers does he like, what kind of defensive tackle that he likes. Does he want the athletic guy, kind of like what Quinn got, or does he want a real plugger there, a guy that gonna take $2 million to move? He ain't gonna make a lot of plays, but he gonna eat up a lot of space. Is that what Mike Zimmer wants? Well, now Will McClay and his scouting department have to go find these type of guys and bring them here to Dallas. Whether that's free agency or the draft, it's probably gonna very well may be both. But you got to go ahead and you got to do kind of a crash course. Plenty of time before the draft, but they are behind. They are behind because he just got hired today. The draft process began with us as soon as we lost to Green Bay. So we're talking 4 or 5 weeks ago. And so the Cowboys went to the Senior Bowl without a defensive coordinator. So those guys are the guys that Jerry and Steven and Will McClay like. But just because they like them, that don't mean that Mike Zimmer gonna like them. This is what Mike Zimmer may like. And so they got to get him, the kind of defense that he wants. They got to start getting the kind of people that he likes. So they got to do a little work now. Mike Zimmer was not there at the Senior Bowl. So whatever notes and, things that the Cowboys have, hey, I'm quite sure Coach Zimmer is looking at film. College guys, he was a defensive consultant for the University of Colorado last year with Coach Prime. So he knows a little bit about college players. I'm quite sure he has an eye on a lot of folks that perhaps can help him in his, maybe his one and done year with the Dallas Cowboys. So it's a done deal now. We have that. He's with us. It is what it is about Coach Zimmer. Glad to have him here. I believe he's going to do a good job for us. I believe he brings a lot of things to the table from a defensive perspective. I believe he brings toughness there. I believe that all of his defenses in Minnesota were pretty good, top 10 type defenses. In other words, he knows what he's doing. And now when you give him this type of talent on defense, I believe he's going the defense is going to be pretty good as expected with Diggs coming back, Bland taking that leap. You got to get Micah Parsons there. So the sky's the limit. You just got to know what to do with it. So I give him credit for that. Last thing I want to talk about today, and then I probably open up the line for maybe one or two. um, calls. Uh, I saw Michael Parsons' podcast that he had. His guest was CeeDee Lamb on his podcast. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I did see it, and I got to admit to you, I was highly disappointed with what I saw. Super disappointed. And what we saw with that. I didn't like what I was seeing. I didn't like what I was hearing more than seeing. I heard CeeDee Lamb say that we got to have, I have to step up and become, I had to become more of a leader now, vocal leader. And of course, Michael Parsons said, it's time for me to, go ahead and take over the defense. And then both said essentially the same thing. They said, well, we need leaders. That came out of CeeDee Lamb mouth. This is how I ended the show last one. And it was in the last 5 minutes of the show. And it just had, at least I just saw it on Twitter while I was on the show. And I said, oh my God, what is this? And CeeDee saying we need leaders. That's what he said. We need leaders. And I'm saying to myself, what? Because what I heard all year long was that that Dak Prescott was the leader. I heard that Dak Prescott, they said this is Dak's team. This is Dak's team. This is Dak's team. You ain't ever say it was Michael Parsons' team. They even said this, which kind of threw me off. They said this was CeeDee and Michael was agreeing to or saying together that, we got to get new captains on the team. Wait a minute. Who are you talking about? Zach Martin is a captain. Dak Prescott is a captain. Tyron Smith was a captain. I mean, I'm talking all pros. The leaders, they've been leaders and captains for years. And you gonna get on a podcast and say, we need new captains. And I had to sit here and think about it. First of all, those were the two things that I just took out of it. Like, wow. They said we need new leaders. And then they said we need new captains. And I thought about it for a second because I count that in a small sense disrespectful. Because what team do you know at least one of their captains is the quarterback? I don't care what team you are. I don't care if they won 2 games. I don't care if they won 12, 14 games. Usually on an NFL team, one of your captains is the quarterback, who's always been your quarterback, probably the leader of the team. Unless you got someone like the Ray Lewis Baltimore Ravens, where it didn't make no difference who the quarterback was. That was Ray Lewis' team. Ed Reed, those guys, they were the leaders. Ain't nobody look at Joe Flacco back in day on that time and say Joe Flacco was the leader of the Baltimore Ravens. No. They said Ray Lewis was. Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs, those guys were the leaders of the team. But look how dominant you have to be in order to say that a defensive player actually leads the team. So that's not the case with the Cowboys. They've always said that. But for CeeDee and Micah to say that, I took that as just a little disrespectful. When we talk about Zach Martin, we're talking about a walking Hall of Famer who is a leader. And that's where I kind of had to think. I said, wait a minute. Zach Martin is respected in the whole locker room. He is a leader. He leads on the football field. You can't say he don't produce. The Pro Bowls and all pro teams speak for itself. Tyron Smith, as old as he is and broken, he still has respect because look what he's done. But then I started thinking about the personalities, and my disrespectful take on that kind of had to start bowing down a little bit, because I look at Zach Martin. Zach Martin is not a rah-rah guy. DeMarcus Lawrence is a captain as well. Dak Prescott is a corporate guy. Get animals out the trees, save. You don't want to step on a cricket. He rescues crickets. You know, feeds ants off the ground. That's kind of got Dak Prescott, you know. Always do the right thing. Always say the right thing. So you got Zach Martin, who's the same way. Tyron Smith, have we ever seen an interview with Tyron Smith before? I mean, seriously, he don't say nothing. Tyron Smith don't do no interview. I mean, I barely remember him. And so when I'm looking at the captains of the team, then you got the odd one, which is DeMarcus Lawrence, who's very bashful, who does run his mouth, who don't fit, actually, the way that the Cowboys really do things. And for them to say that, what they were really saying was, this is why I had to change it. They saying, CeeDee said out his own mouth, I have to be more of a vocal leader. Micah Parsons said, I have to lead this defense. I have to be the better player. I got to be the best player on this defense. CeeDee doesn't run his mouth, but if you ask CeeDee, he'll tell you exactly what he's feeling, which may seem a little braggadocious. And so he's saying we got to do that. What that tells me is that we haven't had it, at least on their standard. We have to have leaders. Well, I thought you had leaders. See, all this stuff is coming out now since we lost. And so now they want to take ownership of it. And I don't have no problem with it. It's just that all this stuff is coming out now by saying that we didn't have it. And that's a slap in the face of one, Mike McCarthy. So the reason why I say that is because if you've listened to Coach McCarthy's interviews, you know, this season and last season, you heard these words, or these two words that he mentioned. He's used to say a leadership council that was on the team. In other words, the players could go talk to the quote unquote leaders, and the leaders would carry it to the coach. He had a leadership council. I don't know who that was. I would love to know who that was, because whoever it was, the guys are now saying we didn't have leaders. So Mike McCarthy looked at it and said we had a leadership council. If you saying we didn't have leaders, CeeDee, then we just off all the way over. I mean, we not on the same page. And you'll be surprised how this affects the on-field play. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how that affects on-field play. I'm just going off what they said. I'm talking about 2 All-Pros. First team All-Pro in CeeDee Lamb. Second team All-Pro in Micah Parsons. these are the leaders of the team. I'm telling these the big boys. These are the big fish. And for them to say that, I was like, man, what's going on with my football team? They also went in little detail saying, hey, when the team is down, we got to be the ones that pick the team up. We got to be the ones with the body language. Say, hey, let's go. Which means, it's obvious because when you looked at the game against Green Bay, we didn't see that. When we went down, the whole team was down. And maybe the guys thinking that's not their place to try to take over it. That's the leaders now. But they saying they better take over now. Obviously, they feel like they didn't have it. I thought that was disrespectful, but at the same time, there was a part of me that liked what they were saying because you guys had your chance to do all that. Now y'all ain't doing it. Let us take over now. It's our team now. I thought that was very interesting. Part of me liked what they were saying. Part of me didn't. Part of me didn't. I'm serious. I didn't like it because it's not lined up right. The team yesterday that won the Super Bowl, the owner or the one that's running the organization. That's probably the first time some of y'all seen him. Well, I don't know if he's classified as the owner or the chairman of the Chiefs, or owner of the Chiefs. I think he's one of the Hunt family guys. Whoever it was, that was pretty much your first time seeing him. He lets Andy Reid be the face and Patrick Mahomes. All those guys on the same page. In Cowboy land, if I was to ask Jerry Jones who's the leader, this is Dak's team. Or Coach McCarthy, one of them. If I was at Coach McCarthy, who's the leader? It's Dak Prescott. We lived through him. But if I ask CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons who the leader is, based on what I heard, they just very well may say, I don't know. They'll give Dak credit of being their guy because I heard them say that. But to say that we didn't have the leaders or we need new leaders that's off the page. It sounds a little dysfunctional, maybe. See, there's a lot of things that got to be cleared up now. These are the things that got to be cleared up now. And one more thing, and then I promise you I'm gone. This ain't got nothing to do with my notes. Whoever that guy is, or whoever works as the general manager of the Kansas City Chiefs, Stephen Jones needs to be at that man's feet. Why am I saying that? Because Patrick Mahomes signed one of the craziest, humongous football contracts in the world a couple years ago, and was still able to get all what they needed by manipulating Patrick Mahomes' contract and still be able to get the players that the Kansas City Chiefs had. This year, the Kansas City Chiefs won with just a great team. Not a lot of big names. The receiving corps was nowhere near some of the receiving corps that he had previously. These guys, was dropping the balls. Pacheco is a real good running back to me. I like him, but he's not an all-pro running back. Travis Kelce is the man, of course. Greatest tight end probably ever to play. So that's it. And then you got a bunch of guys on defense who earned their rate of first team all-pro, recognition this year. Nobody know nothing about McDuffie and Snead. Nobody don't know. When you say who the best cornerbacks in the league are, you're not even going to call them names out. But they are first team all-pros over some of the big names that we all know. So this year here was that. But whoever is the general manager, you need to learn how to work with a quarterback that has a gigantic salary like Patrick Mahomes has and like Dak Prescott is about to have. See, the Cowboys get out here and say, yeah, we paid Dak, and that's what the market is, but when the quarterback takes the money, the pie is not as, what they always say, the pie is not as big when the quarterback takes all the money. In other words, trying to insinuate that he should take a discount. No, you ain't got to take no discount. Go learn from the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes didn't give them a discount, not a crazy one. He getting paid incredible, a whole bunch of crazy money. But they knew how to manipulate the salary cap and still go get players. They played for Kansas City. Not necessarily this year, but about the years past. Still have Tyreek Hill. Still have Kelsey. Still would have Chris Jones. Still have these guys. And paid them. You somebody need to talk to him. Because Steven, they're operating. See, we the only team that's swearing down. We can't get nobody. Yet they'll say everybody else signing all-star players and still under the salary cap. Tight organizations win championships from the top all the way down to the bottom. We haven't even mastered that yet. And we're running out of time, not as far as I'm saying, because things really about to pick up in a few more weeks. Free agency is about to crank up. Draft is coming up. Scouting combine is coming up. All this will be going on in the next 2 weeks. So when the Super Bowl is over with, they'll be in Indianapolis for the combine. So this thing is about to pick up in the next couple of weeks. And we are arguing, not arguing, but we're stating things that shouldn't be said right around this time. I don't like what part of me like the attitude, but there's a lot of stuff that's being said that shouldn't be said at this particular time, because some of this stuff should already be shored up. And it's not. So right now in the off season, since everybody talking now, you got CeeDee's mom talking. CeeDee addressed that in the podcast as well. You got Cowboy players talking. We done let go of our defensive coordinator and Dan Quinn, and Joe Witt is gone. Now we got a new defensive coordinator. We are behind. We got to catch up. I would suspect that within the next few weeks or so, I would not be surprised if we coming on here and I have a whole show of Dak haters in here talking about why in the world did we sign Dak Prescott and make him probably the highest paid quarterback in league history. That's going to happen. Or it ain't. It's going to be mighty close. Y'all going to be ready to argue about that. I already know. I'm already prepared for all that. I'm already telling you what's going to happen. I'll go and kill one of your statements now. One of y'all, all you Dak haters who are Cowboys, y'all going to say, why in the world are we paying him that much? I'm already going to, y'all know what's going to happen. So let's brace for it. Get ready. But we got a lot of work to do. The other thing that they said was talking about the mentality, which we're suffering from. We don't have the mentality. We don't have the body language. We don't have when we go down hard. It ain't no middle fight in the middle. It ain't. If we win, that was the tale of the season this year. When we win huge. If we lose, we lose. We win spectacularly. How many times did I say that this year? Or we lose spectacularly. The only couple games that we fought and stayed in was the Charger game, which came down to the end, which we won, and the Detroit game, which we won. But other than that, we either blew teams out or we got blown out. That was the tale. It's that middle ground when adversity hits. How do you answer? We don't answer well when we go down. Body language is off. We saw that for the Green Bay game. That's the stuff that has to change. That comes from within, and it may come from leadership. You know, getting these guys back on point. Get your head up. Let's go. That time on the clock is on the first quarter. Let's go. Let's pick this thing up. Play like we're supposed to play. You're all pro, play like one. You're a Pro Bowl player, play like one. That's what we ain't missing. That's what we're missing. When somebody go up and down that we used to have that kind of like the way Dez used to play. We don't have that. We got the players, but they don't have the attitude. Michael Parsons is one that could qualify to do that, but he sits on the bench and look like he trying to relax, like he trying to get a massage before he go back in or something, so he can stay calm and relaxed and don't do too much energy and, inhale, exhale. He on the sideline looking like that. You know what I'm saying? Note the body language. It stayed the same. No, we need somebody. We need some rah-rah guys. Who are the rah-rah guys on this team other than DeMarcus Lawrence? Who is it? Trayvon Diggs don't say nothing. Great player, produces, but he don't say nothing. I mean, I'm just saying, other than DeMarcus Lawrence, who is that guy? I think Jake Ferguson might be the next one because he got that type of attitude. But other than that, I don't. Who is it? Bland don't say nothing. I think Tyler Smith is slowly but surely becoming a vocal leader as well. But they so young that, it just take a couple years for teams to say, okay, we'll follow him. So we got a lot of work to do, y'all. We're talking about small, basic things that are needed from a team concept or for a team perspective that we have got to have in order to really do some of the stuff that we think we can do. And that starts now. It don't start when you get to training camp. All this stuff starts now. It's kind of like when Dak get his house and bring all the receivers there, and they do that every year, and somebody show some pictures eventually. Somebody on defense need to get all the guys on defense. Go eat dinner together somewhere. Just stop working out together. Let's do something. To build a camaraderie up, to bring the family type, the brotherhood that you need. To play football on a real level. It may not mean nothing to y'all, but it's real. Those of us that played, whether it was high school or college or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. It means something. You got a team concept like that. All right, I'm done. Well, I'm not done with the show. This is the time when I'm going to let you guys call in. You can do that now. 901. It'll be right there on your ticker. 901-654-6853. You can call in right now. You can do it. And I'm waiting. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. We tackled a few things tonight. The 49ers, the Super Bowl, Chiefs and 49ers, and I addressed the 49er fans, at least the ones I know. The ones that badgered me all year. The ones that just stayed in cowboy business all year long. That's who I was looking for. Then we talked about The hiring of Mike Zimmer, which I feel is a solid hire. Solid hire. I actually wanted that. You know. Okay. All right. I'm waiting. If not, I can talk it out. I got almost another 40 minutes with it. Let me go through some of the chats here. I haven't seen, I was going for, and let me say it again. All right, let me take a pause for the calls real quick. I'm sorry. My goodness. I need everybody to hit that like button that's still here. Come on, let's do that real quick. I need everybody give me at least 15 tonight. 15. So it's going to take you about, probably about more than that. Let's hit that. Everybody if you're on YouTube, hit that heart button at least 15 times for me. Everybody that's here, if you don't mind, that will help your brother out here and go. Marlon says Seattle. What about Seattle? Marlon, what about Seattle? What about them? In the meantime, I'm going through some of the comments here. Shane says, as a Dallas Cowboy fan, I couldn't bring myself to watch the Super Bowl. We have no room to laugh at anybody with the state of our Cowboys are in. Well, I did. It's called being petty, slightly. 49er fans battered us even after we won games. Say we weren't playing nobody and all that kind of stuff. Say we gonna win the Super Bowl too. That's what they said. So you didn't watch it. I did, and hoping that the Kansas City Chiefs would win. Shane also said that he watched the podcast. I believe he's talking about Micah and CeeDee, and just stated the obvious: we have a dysfunctional team with no leadership. I told y'all 4 years ago, McCarthy is not the coach of the Cowboys. For the Cowboys, it's time to rebuild instead of running it back. That's a whole podcast and a whole show right there with that one sentence. We have a dysfunctional team with no leadership. I don't know if it's I guess no leadership would bring dysfunction, and that's what we're finding out as the more these guys keep talking. DeMarcus Lawrence ticked me off saying that we were burnt out. What? Before the game started, what? He burnt out? Good Lord, what? Mentally tired or whatever. That points back to Coach McCarthy. I agree. No leadership is what CeeDee and Michael said. They just didn't say that part. They said we need new leadership, which means the leadership that's present ain't good enough. That's the way I took that. So I believe in your statement there. He said it's time to rebuild instead of running it back. I don't think it's time to rebuild because you're still close. I don't agree with that. I think that we're close. I don't think you need to tear it down. If you tear it down, I mean, what are we talking? I don't know if that means you want to start over with another quarterback, but you got to be real careful with that because you may be looking at another 5 to 10 years, and I don't think you need to. Dak had a great year. Had a great year. Just had a bad game at the wrong time. Anytime you to run up in the MVP race, that means you had a pretty good year. You did. You came in second in the MVP race. You had a good year. No, it didn't produce anything. No, it didn't. Didn't win a world championship. But you can't deny that he didn't have a good year. They just don't give you votes. for the MVP of the National Football League. No, you had a good year. It's good. It outweighed the bad for sure. Statistically wise, let me say that. Marlon, I'm still waiting on you talking about Seattle. I don't know what you mean by Seattle. Mike Evans says anyone who says Dak Prescott should take a discount aren't interested in winning. They truly want the team to fail so they can blame it on him. Oh, my. You know, it's kind of hard because a lot of people did blame Dak for the Green Bay game. I, in a sense, blamed a little bit on him because, you know, when it was 7-0, when it was 14-0, when it was 21-0, he threw an interception, and then he threw the pick six. Made it 27. Well, you know, at some point, you know, the defense was horrible. But when you got the number one offense in the league, or one of the top offenses in the league at that particular time, you got to answer. You can't go down 14-0. You can't even drive down to get a field goal. You can't go down 21-0. You can't do that. You got to answer. Now, I blame Dak for that because he had the ball in his hands. You got to answer. You got to pick your lip up off the floor. You got to put it back in your mouth, and you got to drive this team and stop the bleeding. They couldn't stop it. He couldn't stop it. But Dak was not the reason why we lost the game. It was a total team effort. Our defense was horrendous. It was raggedy. It was pitiful. So I can't give that to that. I can't give that to him. It was a whole defense. Voodoo Dog say your boy saved Dak with getting re-signed, cap contract, not because he's capable of winning a big game. Well, yeah, I mean, I would say, Voodoo, that what other choice do the Cowboys have? What, you ready to turn the keys over to Trey Lance? I mean, give me a break. Unless you tell me you rebuilding for real, then I would say, okay. But this team ain't rebuilding. This team is retooling. This team, you know, no matter what you say, 12 wins is 12 wins, 3 straight years. This is a double-digit win team. You got too many good players on this team to be talking about rebuilding. So you don't want to, you know, do all that, then turn the keys over to a guy who ain't hardly played in Trey Lance, period. You don't want to do that. So I agree with you. You really have no choice. Which goes to Kid Cowboy. They cut the quarterback ASAP, move on. See, when you say that, my only question is, Kid Cowboy, are we rebuilding then? I mean, is that what we're saying? Are we rebuilding? That's my only question. Because he's a good quarterback. If you're telling me that you're rebuilding, then I will say, okay, you can start there and start over again by signing big names and draft a quarterback or sign a quarterback that's not going to cost you much, and you can really build around the quarterback because he's not going to eat up a lot of the pie, and you can get good that way. That's the way you want to go with it. I get it, but you don't throw away top 5 quarterbacks. You just don't do that. Especially when let's put it this way. The Cowboys are closer to winning it all than they are to becoming a top 5 NFL, having the top 5 NFL draft pick. Those picks are reserved for the worst teams in the league. Cowboys nowhere near that. They're closer to the end than Super Bowl than they are to being a top 5 draft pick. But if you're telling me to rebuild, then I understand your logic. You don't sign Dak. You let him walk or whatever, and you roll on, and hopefully you can get lucky in the draft, or a free agent will come, and maybe you can pick up. But you don't throw away. You don't throw away Dak Prescott. You just don't. He's top 5 quarterback. When everybody finished talking, he is a top 5 quarterback. It is what it is. I agree, Kid Cowboy. You say every 1 to 2 years is retooling. Every year is retooling. Hey, and the Pro Bowlers and the All Pros keep rising with it. Those are the facts. That's why I say we're closer to the right side of the fence than the wrong side. It is what it is. So you can't blame us. But see, I'm already knowing, because I've been on, Kid Cowboy's been on the show. He blamed Dak Prescott for it. No, the defense was horrible. It was a total team effort. Hey, DA in the building. DA says, I'm not sure if you have covered this yet, but do you think we should put Parsons back at his natural position at linebacker? He was successful the first year, and they're trying to make him a pass rusher. I honestly think he will have a better season in the middle of the field. Michael Parsons is different, DA. And I say that because he's just different. I don't think you should limit him to just saying he's a pass rusher. And that's what he wants to be, because that's where the money is. Defensive ends make way more money than linebackers. So, I think that's why he did that, and he still, produced as far as numbers goes. I mean, another All-Pro year for him. You can't knock that. But his best attribute is what you just said. He should be a chess piece on a chessboard. The queen moves all around the whole board. That's where Michael Parsons is most effective. Coach Marv said it best. He should be a defensive player of the year, by moving around with 140, 135 on tackles a year, 14, 15 sacks, maybe 2 or 3 interceptions, 4, something along those lines. And then when we start talking about pressure the quarterback, in other words, line them up everywhere. Just don't regulate him to the to the edge, because he gets swallowed up in there because he's too small. He's fast as lightning, but he's too small. They get his hand, big 330-pound tackle, get their hands on him. Micah ain't gonna win that a lot. Huh? So I think you need to move him around. He can be dominant all over the place. Kid Cowboy says Cooper Rush can win 9 games. I'm not even gonna comment on that. No. I can't even do that. Voodoo says this. Are we fooling ourselves? He ain't the guy. 60 per year, he can't. Well, the only thing I would say about that, Voodoo, is his contract that he's on now, he's in full control. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but here it is. He has a no trade clause. In other words, you can't trade him unless he approves the trade. Then number 2, he has him by the throat this year, because if you don't restructure his contract, he counts for over $52 million on the salary cap this year. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing if your quarterback, if your salary cap, they're already over the cap now. And you have to pay him. I mean, his cap hit is $52 million. They have to restructure him. They can't trade him. They can't cut him because it counts on the salary cap as well. You can't cut him. You can't trade him. And he counts as $52 million on the next salary cap. They have to restructure him. A team, if they were to trade, trust me, if Dak Prescott went on an open market, there would be teams lining up to take him quickly. And they would pay that money as well. But you got to tell me, in order to get rid of Dak Prescott, you're going to have to tell me what the plan is. Because, see, I'm saying the Cowboys are close. They're not, top 10 draft pick type team. You got to tell me, because in other words, unless you're saying blow the team up and just blow it all the way up, then I will listen to what you're saying. But this team they're not that far. So you got to tell me what the plan is. And it's not Cooper Rush. And it's not Trey Lance. You got to tell me who's going to be the quarterback here in order for me to even consider it. Because this team is close. I got an all-pro wide receiver out there that has to have his sketches. Dallas Cowboys are going to, if Dak Prescott does not get $60 million, I guarantee you he's going to be a top 2 or top 3 highest paid quarterback. So he may not get 60, but y'all will cry about him getting 55, 56, 57. See, my argument always have been, I hate to keep regurgitating myself, but my argument is Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert ain't won nothing. Y'all saying Dak ain't won no big game. Justin Herbert, who everybody anoints as a pretty good quarterback. Some say I'll take Herbert over Dak any week, but what has he won? What has he done? What has he done? And the only reason why I'm bringing it up because Justin Herbert is getting paid, I believe. I want to be accurate. And we all know Dak has done way more than Justin Herbert. Ain't done nothing. I don't care nothing about the Justin Herbert kid Cowboy, but I care about his contract because the Chargers paid him big time money. And you know how the quarterback market goes, right? It's who's next. This is what the quarterback market is. Justin Herbert signed a 5-year, $262.5 million contract. Really? That's 5, 25, 12. That's $52 million a year. And the way I look at it is that's Dak Prescott's starting price then. I don't care. If Justin Herbert, who has done absolutely nothing, and he is probably the 3rd highest quarterback as far as payment goes, he has won absolutely nothing. Nothing. Ain't got his team hard to play off for 1 year. One. Ain't done nothing. No Pro Bowls. Forget all pros, but Holly. He went to Pro Bowls because the other guy decided not to go. He was not voted into the Pro Bowl. He got in the Pro Bowl by default. And he's getting paid $52 million a year. You know, y'all guys complain about Dak getting paid 40. Justin Herbert got 52. And y'all don't think Dak Prescott deserves that? Deshaun Watson got a big deal. Y'all don't think Dak Prescott is better than Deshaun? Deshaun Watson ain't done nothing. Y'all don't think Dak Prescott don't deserve Deshaun Watson type money? Really? Y'all think Baker Mayfield? See, I just thought who said that Kid Cowboy said, I wouldn't pay him $10 million. But you would pay Baker Mayfield more? Really? Because Baker is up. You think Baker Mayfield's supposed to make more money than Dak Prescott? Really? That's insulting. That's insulting. He got the bag, but they structure their contracts, Kid Cowboy, to get another bag. They don't sign no 5, 6, Mahomes did. But everybody else signed 3 to 4 year contracts so they can get another bite at the apple. That's what Dak Prescott did. That's what Joe Burrow did. That's what Josh Allen did. I mean, what's wrong with that? You think that Dak Prescott shouldn't get paid more than Jalen Hurts? Really? Really? Let's look up Jalen Hurts. Y'all goddamn, man, I don't know what the quarterback market is about who's next on the list. And usually whoever's next moves up. That's just the way it goes. Oh, okay. Oh, Jalen Hurts, the record-setting contract extension is worth $255. So that's $3 million more than Justin Herbert. This is Jalen Hurts I'm talking about. Giving Hurts the highest annual salary at that particular time, $51 million. So you really think that Jalen Hurts is supposed to be paid more than Dak Prescott? Really? Let me go to Joe Burrow. And I think Joe Burrow is better than Dak Prescott. I'll say that. But I think Joe. Oh yeah, because Joe. Here's the standard now. Here we go. Joe has got to be the highest paid now. So Joe signed a 5-year extension worth $275 million. That's an average annual of $55 million a year. Joe Burrow. And does Joe Burrow, some will say, well, Dak don't deserve more than Joe Burrow. Okay, there's a tremendous argument that can be made there. However, as I just said before, the quarterback market is about who is next. Now, you got to have some substance behind your name in order to get that. See, Baker Mayfield ain't got enough substance behind his name to be going up to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and say, hey, I need $56 million. And they're going to look at him like he's crazy. Because Baker ain't on that level. He ain't done nothing. He's not on that level. Dak Prescott has, though. See, no matter what y'all want to say about him, how bad y'all are, here are the facts that can't be denied. Facts, I say, not me giving an opinion. Here are the facts. He's an all-pro quarterback. He earned that. He is. 12 straight wins, 3 straight years. Didn't do it in the playoffs. Those are the facts as well. But he's next. You ain't gonna insult Dak Prescott talking about, hey man, okay, you stay at 40. We'll give you, you loan $40 million a year. We'll bump it up to 45. We'll bump it up to 45. Dak Prescott gonna look at it and say, hey man, what Justin Herbert done? You gonna insult me like that? Really? Nah. Y'all might as well get ready to get mad. Cowboys will be paying them. They got to get that salary cap down, y'all. That's the only way it's going to happen. They got to extend them. And they're going to extend them. And it's probably going to be, should it be higher than Burrow? That's where your argument going to be. But I will say this. It should be above Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert. I know that for a fact. Here it says, the show Stop It. Compare Prescott to the world, he don't win. No excuses, make the NFC Championship game at least. Well, that's the argument that could be made as well. I'm not even going to raise that. But we know how the quarterback market is. Why you think Justin Herbert got paid what he got paid? Why you think Josh Allen? Let me look at Josh Allen. Another quarterback that has done nothing. Let me throw that one up. So y'all don't like that, sir. Because he haven't. Josh Allen, a turnover machine. Josh Allen signed a 258 six-year extension with the Bills on August 6, 2021. So Burrow is the man as far as contract goes. The contract has $150 million guaranteed for injury, with $100 million fully guaranteed at signing. So he got $100 million signing bonus. So when he signed his name on the contract, they gave him a check for $100 million. And the other 50 of it is guaranteed. That's how you do the salary cap. You get the money up front, then you can manipulate the salary cap. Yeah, Kid Cowboy, you say Purdy under $1 million a year. Of course, he's on his rookie deal. What do you think Purdy gonna get though? Purdy is gonna get. He gonna be next. Y'all talking about that? Purdy is going to be next. You talking about Purdy at $1 million? Yeah, because he was the last pick of the draft. You know, you think Purdy gonna get paid? You think he gonna go to the negotiating table coming up and say, "Hey, Purdy," you think Purdy gonna say, "Well, you gave me $1 million. I'll take 3 and be happy"? No, sir. No, sir. What do you think Purdy is gonna ask for? Come on now. Come on now. You think you're gonna ask for $20 million a year? Really? Come on now. Brock Purdy will have the biggest raise in the history of the NFL. The biggest raise ever. Brock Purdy is gonna have the biggest raise ever. He's gonna go from, as you say, $1 million, probably making over 50. Huh? They gonna pay him. He's too young. He's pretty good. Oh, you saying Purdy deserves it? Okay, I ain't gonna argue with you on that. Huh? No. AC says, "Hey Dylan, I see you, bro." AC says, "I was listening casually. Now Dak don't deserve more than Jalen Hurts. Stats don't determine earning power. Wins and marketability does. And a Super Bowl appearance helps too. Dak got to win NFC first." Good opinion, but I ain't saying mine right and yours wrong. But it's not about that. Justin Herbert proved that it is about marketability, because he got more than Jalen Hurts. He ain't done nothing. At the time when Dak Prescott got his, he was one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. And at that time, Dak, didn't really do anything as well. But it's because he was next. The same rules apply now. That's how Justin Herbert jumped over Jalen Hurts. That's how Justin Herbert jumped over Hurts. Because he was more valuable to their franchise. They didn't have no other choice to turn. I'm saying that's the same thing for the Dallas Cowboys. It's the same mirror thing that happened when Tony Romo got his money. Everybody was saying the same thing about Romo, saying, how in the world is Romo getting that type of money? He's the most poor. I disagree on that one, AC. You just depend on how you like you. They say you saying he's not the like that. He's not as marketable yet, but he lead on every TV show, on every morning, just about every day during the season. Is he top 10? Is he top 5? What are the Cowboys going to do? Is Dak Prescott the leader? Dak is hot. Dak is playing at MVP caliber. Can Dak do it in the playoffs? Every day, that's what they led with, the Cowboys. Everybody. That's market. That's marketable. It is. It's Dak. It's Dak, all pro. Is he an MVP this year? I mean, the stories for Dak Prescott was every week leading off First Take, leading off Undisputed, leading off First Things First. All these shows, Cowboys, they led it. Marketability. Huh? And part of me says he does not deserve to be the highest paid. I say that, but I'm also saying he's next. And let's be honest. Why some of y'all don't like it? He added to his resume this year. He comes to the negotiation table. I stick with what y'all say. He comes to the negotiating table saying, well, I didn't win my wild card game. Those are facts. But he also, so you got to tell the whole story. When he comes at the negotiation table, he also comes with this fact. I was run up to the MVP award this year for the whole league. I am an all-pro quarterback. Only two quarterbacks that were named all-pros. Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott. That's facts. That's what he comes. I also come as a Pro Bowl quarterback. Voted on by the fans. That's marketability. Fans voted him in. That's what he comes to the table with. That's what he comes to the table with. I'm just telling y'all. He's gonna get paid, y'all. The Cowboys is really not about. It's really about the way the Cowboys are set up as of right now. They have to pay him. Do y'all hear me? They have to. He has a no trade clause. If they don't pay him, extend him this year, he can't get franchise tagged again. He's already been franchised twice. He can't do it again. That's out the window. If they don't do it, he will count for over $52 million on this year's salary cap. You cannot operate if you come in like that. You still got to pay CeeDee. You still got to pay players. Still got to pay the rookies come in. The Cowboys have no choice. That's the main thing. That's the part that y'all don't like, but that's business. And he's gonna get paid. He is. He is. All right, I gotta go. This topic here about Dak Prescott and his contract. It's got to happen. He may very well not be the highest paid in the league, but he definitely gonna be top 2 or 3. Oh, it's no question about that. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. All right. Listen, if something pop off during this week, I will be with you. My next scheduled show on NGBN will be on Saturday at 3 o'clock. Saturday at 3 o'clock Central or 4 o'clock Eastern time. I will be with you guys at that particular time. If something show up, I will not be on NGBN. I'll be right here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, as I am now. You guys will see me then. So if you would join me, just turn those live notifications on, and then we'll get together and do it one more time. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. I'm out of here. This has been the one and the only, the Big Time Show.